Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Muhammad Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Tim Ash. Tim is the international keynote speaker, best selling author, and marketing advisor. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Tim Ash.
Hey, Muhammad, it's great to be with you.
Welcome. Thank you so much. You can call me Siddique if you like to. Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I was born in the former Soviet Union, what's now Russia. My family emigrated to the US when I was 8 years old to basically have a better life for me and my younger brother. And it's been a fun ride. I attended the University of California, San Diego on the beach in California. Went there for undergraduate and graduate school in what is now called AI or machine learning. And then I started my first consultancy and ran a digital marketing agency for over 20 years. And we created $1.2 billion in value for the likes of Siemens, Nestle, Facebook, Google, Pfizer, American Express, and so on. Along the way, I also ran an international conference series on making websites more effective. It's called Digital Growth Unleashed, and in non-pandemic years, still happens in the UK, Germany, and the US. And I sold my agency recently to focus on my keynote speaking, which I do all over the world, focusing on my new book, a mastermind group, and a new LinkedIn learning class, basically teaching and evangelism, which is my real passion.
What are the top three mistakes to avoid?
Well, the first one I would say is having a complex business model. As I mentioned, I ran a digital marketing agency. That's complicated. Any professional services firm is complicated. I also ran a conference series. That's the only thing more complicated than professional services, because you also have the time pressure and real-time aspects of it. The second I would say is lack of focus. There's always along the way lots of shiny objects and distractions. And I tried to spread myself too thin by doing too many things. So I think a ruthless focus is required. And then finally, not understanding your target audience. Whatever business you have, I always try to imagine what they would want instead of asking people what they want and getting much, much closer to the customer.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Great question. I actually, my greatest failure was the death of my first company, which I ran into the ground and ended up with $250,000 in payroll debt. And eventually our payroll service shut us down. And the lessons that I learned from it is don't hang on too long. I was trying to build a business. It had ups and downs. And I just tried to keep the team together, keep everybody on staff, that we'd bounce back. But until I mastered the fundamentals of financially managing a company, that didn't save me. So the biggest mistake I made was holding on to employees too long and not managing the cash flow of my company effectively, my first company.
How did you recover from it?
I started all over. I actually borrowed money from my retired mom and started my next agency. And then I paid my mom back, and the next agency was a big success, still exists to this day. And I've sold my share of it now to business partners, but it's still growing and has a worldwide reputation in conversion rate optimization.
What are your top three success secrets others can model from?
I would say that it all starts with self-care, foundational things like sleep, exercise, some kind of mindfulness practice. I do Tai Chi every day by the ocean here in San Diego, are required. So unless your own gas tank is full, you can't help others or be effective in your business. And then that leads me to the second one, which is being of service to people, genuinely trying to help. It's important for me to be able to just give whenever I can. That has its own intrinsic rewards. I don't think of it as transactional and what can you do for me in return. And finally, I find at least at this stage in life, I'm focusing more on the universals, things that help me in a variety of situations. So it's not about staying on the cutting edge of the latest tactical knowledge. It's about things that are universal and help me in business and personal life.
We are about to start a lightning round. That means a quick question and a quick answer. Are you ready?
Sure.
What are you grateful for today?
My health and my family's health. Nothing is more important than that.
How young are you?
I'm 55 years young and still going.
Tim, you are not 55. You are 18 years old with 37 years experience.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm 18 years old in terms of my maturity, that's for sure.
What you want to do when you grow up?
I've thought about this many times, and the most recent formulation was my mission statement that I developed through the Mankind Project, and that is, I want to co-create a world of peace, safety, and love through joyous expression and service. And when I'm doing that, I'm on mission, and that's the direction I want to go in.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
I have developed a sense of personal faith, not necessarily religious, but that I'll still be standing afterwards. I've taken a lot of hits in my life, and I'm still here. And also recapitulate the past, all of the things that I have accomplished, all the adversity I've overcome, all of the things that I've built in my life and that I'm thankful for. And that helps me keep things in perspective.
How do you start your day?
Usually with a 10-minute guided meditation from YouTube, laying in bed. So I just like to get centered at the beginning of the day and not just jump right into my world.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
I'd give this advice to everyone: get more sleep. I wrote a whole chapter in my new book about this. If you're not getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you're literally killing yourself.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Well, luckily, I don't have to. We're both grown-ups and we make our own decisions. We certainly consult with each other, but I don't need anyone's permission to do what I need to do.
What is the impactful business book you have read and what did you learn from it?
It's this book, Sapiens, A Brief History of Mankind. And it's not necessarily just a business book. It's about understanding human beings and human culture, how we developed. It's a brilliant book.
I understand that you are author of a book. Can I see your own book? Why someone should read it? What's the advantage they will get it?
Yes, my latest book is called Unleash Your Primal Brain, Demystifying How We Think and Why We Act. And it's a fast-paced overview of evolutionary psychology. It would help anybody in business, marketing, for personal development as well. If you want to understand what all 8 billion of us have in common on this planet, read the book.
Why being impactful is important to you?
I think impact and legacy is just something that's built into all human beings. Now, if we don't leave children behind, then we have to think of some kind of external legacy. So I just try to make the world a little better place than I left it. And that's why it's important to me.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
I've never had a consistent mentor, but I try to learn from everyone I encounter. And right now, being in a pandemic with 2 teens in the house, my kids are probably my greatest teachers in terms of the things that I need to learn.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for an open heart and an attitude of helpfulness and service to other people.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client would be a executive at a mid-size or large company that needs help with their marketing and wants to take the parking brake off. So a very strategic mind to help people with their marketing.
How can we support you?
Well, I'm always looking for opportunities to do keynote speaking, virtual events, corporate marketing training as well. So if anybody out there wants to up level their marketing team or wants to have me keynote at a larger conference or CEO event, please reach out.
Where they should go? timash.com.
Yes, you can reach me at timash.com, and the book is at primalbrain.com.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
Oh, wow. What a wild, rapid fire ride. It was a lot of fun.
What would you say as a final word?
I would say if you want to understand yourself and do better in business and your personal life, you need to understand the brain, and the roots of that are in evolutionary psychology. And that's why that's been my focus recently.
Thank you so much, Tim, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Muhammad Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.